As an Arsenal fan, last season for me was an absolute joy to watch. Now, I know that we fell short, I get that, but seeing this very young side play at such a high level, consistently competing with Manchester City, it was a sight to see. And it also, even though it ended rough, left me with a lot of reason to believe that we will pick ourselves up and go again next season for another title run. With the squad being so young, with seeing how active we were in the market, with another year for Arteta, who himself is a young manager and growing, there's a lot of reason to believe that we would go again for this season. But the start has been a bit odd. Now the results are there. The results will tell you that yes, we are in for another title race. But the performances, not so much. Now defensively, it's been fantastic. Yes, Saliba has been sensational. Gabriel has been sensational. Declan Rice is the player of the season. He has been a fantastic signing. He is a joy to watch. Offensively, not so much. It's been a bit rough. I think Jesus has been fantastic when he's been on. Saka, a bit subpar. Odegaard, a bit subpar. Martinelli, inconsistent as well, just like Saka and Odegaard. Havertz, the new signing of Havertz, has not worked out so far. It hasn't been as fluid on the offensive end as it was in the last season. And it's been worrying. But going up to Newcastle, to St. James's Park, a place where you must play your A game to get all 3 points. A place where if we win, it's a huge statement that we are here and we officially ignited our season for another title run. Arsenal lost. Some put it on Arsenal's performance, wasn't good enough. Some put it on Newcastle's performance, it was very good. Some put it on VAR, unfortunately, and we're here to talk all about that. Let's get started. My name is Maestro and I am the football enthusiast. Now I know VAR is the talking point post-match, it's what everyone's talking about, and we'll get to that, but for now let's actually talk about the game, the football that we saw on the pitch. And I must say, very, very close. Very ragged, rough game. Not the most attractive game to watch. Not a great advertisement for football. It got messy at times. Silly fouls from both sides. Possible red cards for both sides too. One for Havertz, one for Bruno Guimaraes. But in general, a very, very close game, like I said. There isn't a part where I thought one team exposed the other. For example, I was very worried about Jorginho and Havertz. Partey is injured like that. Odegaard was a surprise injury. He's out. I was very worried. But I don't think they did a bad job. I think Havertz for the first half was actually pretty good. And I think in general, our midfield paired up well against theirs. It was just a tight battle. Defensively is where both teams shine. I think it's pretty obvious to say. Cher and Lascelles for Newcastle were fantastic. Saliba and Gabriel, same. They were fantastic too. I thought Dan Burn and Trippier were good. Livramento, when he came on, was fantastic against Martinelli. And I thought White and Tomiyasu were also pretty good. Defensively is where both teams, they both shined. Offensively, Anthony Gordon for Newcastle, Martinelli for Arsenal, probably the two shining lights of the team. But either way, I think they both actually were taken care of pretty well by the opposing teams. It was a disappointing performance once again from Saka. I think that's worth highlighting. It's been a rough start to the season. He's less decisive as usual. It seems he's taking some of a step back. I don't know if something's wrong with him or if that's just how he is now. He needs to be a bit more assertive, a bit more aggressive, I think, and then we will see the same Saka of old. Nketiah and Wilson for both teams, not much to work off there. It's not a game where you need that much insight. You don't need to do a full analysis. It was pretty simple. It was a very, very close game, very rough game. Both teams looked a bit below par, but in the end, that's what it was. The talking point, but it is VAR. That's the talking point. Let's first start with the possible red cards. One for Kai Havertz and one for Bruno Guimaraes. And I don't want to spend long on this. Look, Kai Havertz, I don't know what he was thinking. And I don't think it is a red, but I think he's lucky. He's lucky that his right foot didn't catch him, that he was inaccurate. His left foot sweeps Longstaff off the pitch. I get that, but and it is reckless, but I wouldn't want that to be given as a red. I think that's fine. It's a yellow. It's crazy. Could have been a red. I've seen it be given as a red, but either way, it's not a red. I'm fine with that not being a red. I think it's fair. Bruno Guimaraes, he was a weird one, wasn't he, today? Or yesterday, sorry. He was very aggressive. 21 players out there seemingly were playing football. He was playing UFC. I don't know what was with him. especially with Jorginho. He punches him in the back of the head. He then shoves him in the back and puts him on the floor and says, get up, nothing happened. He looks like he was just in a very bad mood. And I will say, the punch in the back of the head, okay, maybe it's not red. He most definitely deserved like 2, 3, maybe even 4 yellows that game. I have to say, I don't know how he ended up on the pitch, but you know what? You could say the same for Havertz. So I'm fine with both players not being sent off. 11 vs 11, let's go. The major decision was the goal. Now let's talk about it. So VAR looked at 3 possible incursions, 3 possible things that can stop the goal. One being the one that I think is the easiest one to tell is the offside. The offside, he didn't look offside. Jonathan got the ball, yes, but he's in front of Anthony Gordon, therefore it's not offside. But I have to say this real quick. I'm not entirely sure of the rules because David Raya is in front. So what does that mean? Because David Raya is in front of both of them, does that mean that you cannot pass the ball there, therefore it's offside, or it's still the same as if Raya was behind them too, therefore it's onside? Either way, it's irrelevant because the 2 major ones, number 1 being, was the ball out? I don't think the ball was out. I gotta be honest with you. So from this angle, yes, it looks like it's out, but from this angle, that's the key phrase. From this angle, it looks out. I can, with the curvature of the ball, I think it was probably at least just edging the line. It was just right there touching the line, and therefore it being on. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a better angle and it was off. But with this image and the coverage of the ball, taking that into consideration, I think it's probably on. But it's still irrelevant for me because it's still, the goal for me should not have stood. Joelinton fouls Gabriel. Look, I saw Gary Neville speak on Sky Sports about how it's not a shove. His hands are there, yes, but it's not a shove. Gabriel already jumped. It's not a shove. And you know what? It might not be a shove. It might be maybe it's like a tiny little shove, but it is obstruction. Because in my opinion, after watching Gabriel, I can't show you guys the clip because of copyright issues, but watching it, you guys can watch it yourselves again at home. Gabriel is obstructed by Joelinton's arms behind him. If you look, one of Joelinton's arms are buried into Gabriel's back. That's a fact. Therefore, that's obstructing him, obstructing his jump, therefore messing up the header. Therefore, it's a foul. I feel very strong about that. I think it's a foul, in my personal opinion. It's tough, I get that, but look, I will. The ball is in, okay. It's not offside, okay. It's a foul, in my personal opinion. I think it's ridiculous they didn't give it a foul, and also a question of handball. It looks like the ball hits Joelinton's hand, and then it goes to Gordon, leading to a goal. Therefore, yes, it's not ball. He didn't mean to do it, but it led to a goal. Therefore, it's handball. So they didn't even check that. I've got to say that Arteta had a furious rant after the game, and I understand him. I understand. As an Arsenal fan, I am very angry right now. I think it's unfair. I don't think we should have lost that game. I think that goal should not have stood. The ball was in, okay, sure. Not offside, okay. It's handball and it's a foul, in my personal opinion. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below. It's tough, I get that. It is what it is. But let's now move on to the future of Arsenal. Actually, let's start with Newcastle's future. So, look, I think it's safe to say they will be in and around the fight for Europe once again. Title challenges, no. No, with all due respect, they're not that good yet. But they will be in and around the race for top 4 once again. Then they look fantastic. They really do. It was a rough performance today, but they edged it out. And yes, with a bit of fortune, but they still deserve credit for that, playing toe-to-toe with Arsenal. It's a great feat. Arsenal, there are concerns. Saka once again was subpar. He is our star boy. He is the star boy of Arsenal, 100%. He was sensational last year. He has not hit those heights remotely this year, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's fitness, maybe it's something else, maybe it's a personal issue. I don't know what it is, but I'm not concerned about Saka. I think he'll be fine. I think he will resurge back to his best self. We will see that very, very soon. What I am concerned about, very much so, is injuries. Gabriel and Partey are both fantastic players, and when they are in this squad, they're sensational. If Gabriel and Partey played today, we would have won. That's how important they are to the team. Doesn't matter. This always happens every year. They're always injured every year. And I'm sorry. We could have prime Lionel Messi on the bench. What does it matter if you don't play? You know what's more important than being good? Being available. Just being there. And they're not. Year after year, they are injured. And as great as they are, I'm sorry. I'm almost done. I can't take this anymore. If a good offer comes for both of them, I would genuinely consider selling them and getting in replacements for them. Because yes, they are great. And they work with this side. They're not available enough. And it's ridiculous. So that, for me, needs to be fixed with Arsenal. In terms of the immediate future for Arsenal, it's tough. I do think that we will challenge for the title this year like we did last year, but we need some things to figure out, specifically on the offensive end. Odegaard hopefully can come back very, very soon, and him and Saka can resurge themselves. Other notes worthy: Declan Rice has been sensational. He was fantastic in Newcastle, and he truly has been Arsenal's player of the season by a mile, and one of these signings of the season. In defense in general, I think did a fantastic job again. And Havertz had a good first half. The first half was good. Second half, not so much, but first half was okay. And with that, I'm going to end the video right there. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did you like the video? If you did, please like the video. If you want to see more, please subscribe for more. Have a great day, and as always, take care of yourselves.